This year could have been their year for them to go to the conference finals. And that is a fact. You have one of the greatest offensive scorers ever in your team, right? You have one of the greatest talents ever in your team. You have one of the best offensive juggernauts in your team that's capable enough to average 20, 11, and 8 or 6. Just for all of them to request a trade under a year, that's insane. And you're not even you're a pass first player.
You know what they'll say? You know what they're going to say? Took more shots than LeBron James. And LeBron James took less shots to get it. I don't like what LeBron does. You see, one thing I don't like is they say he wasn't going to get it. He gets it. What more do you ask for? What's good? It's your boy Neil.
JP.
And now tune in with Sudden Moves. N.B.A, National Basketball Association. You want me to read off them trades?
Please.
All right, the one that sticks out the most. All right. On Wednesday, actually, the day before the trade, Dallas receives Kyrie Irving and Markieff Morris for Spencer Dinwiddie and sends them to the Mavericks. Brooklyn gets in return Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, 2027 second-round pick, 2029 first-round pick unprotected, and 2029 second-round pick. What is your thoughts?
Get to the second one. Get to the second one, and then I'll say
you want to get to all right, so you want me – okay. Right.
Jesus Christ. So that's part one.
All right, so that's number one. Number two, Suns get Kevin Durant. Suns get Kevin Durant for T.J. Warren. No, is it? Yeah.
Yeah. I think he was right. He was right.
Suns get Kevin Durant. No, I gotta see.
Because when I read it in my phone, the Suns get Kevin Durant, T.J. Warren, and then Brooklyn Nets get Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson with first round picks.
Yeah, I'm gonna read that right now.
Bro, this is insane, bro.
Now,
that's bro.
All right, this is what. Yeah, it was Durant and T.J. Warren for Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder, and 4 unprotected future first-round picks. Right? Not only that, let's talk about the Lakers. The Lakers did a 3-team trade with the Utah Jazz and the Timberwolves. Obviously.
That's 3.
The Lakers, I think, obviously, it was an 8-player deal. Sends Russell Westbrook to the Jazz. Los Angeles receives D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt. Minnesota receives Mike Conley, Nickeil Alexander Walker. 3 second-round picks, so the 2024, 2025, and the 2026.
Oh, that's a boost.
And then Utah receives Russell Westbrook, Juan Toscano Anderson, Damian Jones for the first-round pick. Not only that, they get for Mo Bamba.
Damn, so that's 4? Jesus. Wait, I heard
so they trade Lakers get, so it's a 3-team trade again. Obviously. Hold on, let me.
So 3 way trades for the Lakers?
Yeah.
This is insane. Bruh.
Let me go further into that. As I pick up your thing, what's your thoughts?
Yo, all right. Under a year, right? Under a year, the Nets are constructed to be a title contending team, right? Under a year, James Harden requested a trade, right? He went to the Sixers, right? Kyrie requested a trade before when he got traded for this year, right? He requested a trade, and his interest was LA, Miami, Phoenix, and some other place, right?
Mavs.
The Mavs. Okay.
Obviously, Mavs. He went to the Mavs.
Right? Fast forward to this. Fast forward for a couple months before last year's playoffs, right? KD requests for a trade to go to the Suns, right?
Yes.
they both on Brooklyn Nets. They both declined it. They both ride out the season, right? And it ended up them getting 4-0 sweep to the Boston Celtics, right?
Yes.
Fast forward to this season, right? This season with Kevin Durant having an all-time high offensive scoring. He almost leads the league in scoring, right? He's one of the top players.
When he was healthy, yes.
When he was healthy, right?
Yes.
Kyrie, he's averaging 50, 40, 90. 50, 40, 90, right?
Yes.
And then once KD got injured and once the Brooklyn Nets was facing off with the Boston Celtics the other day, they got smacked, right? Yes. Then Kyrie, out of nowhere, say, I need a trade. Now
you got to put things into perspective, right?
But you got to understand this. We love Kyrie. We love how he plays, bro. And honestly, for the sake of his family and all that type of stuff, I don't mind him getting the money. I don't mind him. But how many teams are willful enough to actually put up with that?
First of all, you're not gonna do that. I think if you look at the Brooklyn Nets situation, I feel like Kyrie was mistreated. And I'm gonna say
mistreated.
There was cases where he was in the wrong, and there was cases that the Brooklyn Nets were in the wrong. One thing for the anti-Semite thing, I think the Brooklyn Nets was in the wrong. They tried to baby him. Not only that, disrespecting the locker room, media.
100% agree.
Spinning in the media. I say Kyrie was a professional. I feel like there was circumstances that like it
was
misled them. It's misfortunate. Like they wasn't able to play with together as a whole, as in James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving. They played a mixture of 16 games in total.
Yes.
Not only that, you gotta think about injuries, right? If that team was healthy, that would have been that's a great 30 for 30. The team that was supposed to win championships.
Do you understand?
Dynasty.
Do you understand that I would be happy that if the Brooklyn Nets go to the conference finals every single year and having the chance of them appearing to the finals? I'd rather have that than what we just experienced.
So
I would rather have that than what we just experienced, bro. Because we cannot, John. You have.
So was this a waste of time?
No. Wait, hold on. Before I say this, you have one of the greatest offensive scorers ever in your team, right? You have one of the greatest talents ever in your team. You have one of the best offensive juggernauts in your team that's capable enough to average 20, 11, and 8 or 6, right? Am I lying? Just for all of them to request a trade under a year, that's insane. And then after that, you only won one playoff bout with the Celtics, but that was when everybody was healthy.
I feel like if everyone appeared healthy, I feel like the Nets could have went far with James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving. I think we have to look into perspective of things, right?
Bro.
They weren't able to play X amount of games with each other compared to all the other duos.
Bro, they played 35 games together, bro. Out of that whole 3 seasons, that's insane. That's literally insane.
I feel like the chemistry was off. The coaching was off.
For this year. I
feel like there was things behind the scenes that were affecting the team. Not only that, I have this question to ask you with this, right?
Yes.
If with James Harden requesting a trade, right?
Did it hurt them?
No. With James Harden requesting a trade, with Kyrie Irving requesting a trade, and Kevin Durant requesting a trade, do you think the move that they all made to want to team up in Brooklyn was a waste of time?
All right, for James Harden's perspective, his first choice was to go to Philly, but he saw the opportunity in place to get to the finals quickly, so he chose the right route on going to Brooklyn in face value. Right now, in terms of KD wanted to go outside of Golden State because everyone keeps bothering him about him getting rings in possibly one of the greatest regular season teams ever, and then accomplishing at least 2 chips in that organization. People don't count those, so he had to get out of that organization so that he could win his own, right? And then Kyrie, he's having problems around in Boston, obviously due to consistency and injuries too as well. We're not gonna knock those, but at the same time, bro, like you cannot have those 3 players together, and then you didn't make it to a conference finals appearance. That's insane. That's literally insane. I'm being honest with you. This year could have been their year for them to go to the conference finals, and that is a fact.
With just KD and Kyrie.
Yes, bro. What? Yo, Jai, you have to understand. You have to understand that there were 2 games away of reaching the second place, right? If you're second place in any conference, you face the number 1 team in the conference finals every single year. That's a fact. Now in terms of KD and Kyrie for this season, they should have ride out this season to see how it would have been. And then if they got bounced out too early, yeah, then I would agree on them in this aspect on requesting for a trade. But then again, you have Ben Simmons that's not doing his job, right? Now that puts more pressure onto them to actually perform well in games, right? Which I cannot blame them for, right? And then after that, you have KD that's having an all-time high when it comes to field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, and also free throw percentage. Kyrie, the same thing. He's 50, 40, 90, right? And then after that, you cannot blame those 2 for the situation that there was promised to be. Now for the East, it's wide open. Now is really how hungry the Celtics are, how healthy the Bucks is gonna be, and how committed that the Sixers is gonna be too. And a dark horse team in the East right now is the Cavs. But in terms of a potential lock to the finals, it's either between Celtics, Sixers, Bucks. Dark horse, Cavs.
So now let's move things over to the West, right? So let's talk about the experiment with Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. What do you think went wrong? And not only what do you think went wrong, do you think it could have been like...
No, it couldn't, because one, there was lacking so many problems. One, LeBron James is the main facilitator that's capable enough to at least give you a lot of assists without any turnovers. At least a number of 3 turnovers for him. For Russell Westbrook, he's a facilitator to an extent, but he always forces a lot of things to push the offense when it doesn't really have to be that way.
Can I say one thing? Yes. I feel like what people need to understand and respect, and I give Russell Westbrook his 100%. Flowers, the simple fact of the scrutiny and the things that he had to face, that he had to face while enduring 100%. Being on the team.
Exactly.
Like, especially your hometown too. Like, what people don't understand. Imagine being in your hometown and people boo you in your hometown.
It sucks, man.
And not only that, like, the confidence. I feel like confidence plays a major factor. So I now that he's moving on to a different team, his confidence could skyrocket. He has control of a team. What I feel about with the Lakers situation with LeBron, AD, and Russell Westbrook, I feel like they could have played more games together to feel each other out. But when they did play, one thing I could say too is
it's bad officiating, bad coaching.
I want not only bad coaching, but like the efficiency on the court. I feel like if we're talking about with Russell Westbrook is an amazing talent. I feel like he doesn't get his flowers. People at the Southern Move team will give you your flowers.
Yes.
I feel like with his style of play and
he plays it to the purest form.
He plays fast, aggressive, and physical. Not saying LeBron James don't. LeBron James take his time. He analyzed the court. Not only analyze the court, he gets his teammates involved. Not saying Russell Westbrook too, but he needs to get himself going. He needs to move at a fast pace.
Exactly.
LeBron, he can move at a fast pace, but with him and Russell Westbrook, it wouldn't match together.
Exactly.
Unless LeBron was majority scorer and Russell Westbrook was a facilitator. But with Russell Westbrook being the facilitator comes turnovers. Not saying it like you won't get a turnover. You won't get a turnover being the facilitator.
But bad turnovers.
Yeah, just unexcusable. I feel like that trade was necessary. I feel like it was starting to work with Russell Westbrook being on the bench, but with the team that LeBron needs and Anthony Davis need, they need a tons of shooters, and not only tons of shooters, but people that are willing to score without having to force a situation out and people that are able to create a shot.
So this is how I see the Pacific Division, because the Pacific Division is the toughest division I ever.
Oh, before I cut cutting you off, right? So the Nuggets received Thomas Bryant, Lakers received Mo Bamba and Devon Reed with a second-round pick. Clippers receive LA Clippers receive Bones Highland, and Magic receive.
Ooh, wait, they got rid of Bones, the guard from Denver.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then the Magic received Patrick Beverly, 2024 second-round pick and cash consideration.
That hurts. That hurts the bench for the Denver Nuggets if that was to happen. Now in terms of the Pacific Division, the Pacific Division is the toughest division per conference. The reason why I say that is because you have a team in the Golden State Warriors that we're not gonna slack of, right?
Yeah.
You have the LA Clippers. That's a sleeper team. That's great defenders all across the board.
Yes.
Right. You have the Lakers. That's now requiring these pieces for them to contend to the playoffs. Right. Then after that, you have another team like the Sacramento Kings that revamp itself to a title contender, because we're not going to sleep on them. They're third place, and they solidified themselves as third place. Obviously, we have predictions that they might bounce out in the first round, but we don't know because they have been beating and if we're looking committed teams.
And if we're looking at the NBA standings as of right now, you have
and then the Suns. They just required Kevin Durant, which is an offensive oriented player, to an offensive-oriented team with Devin Booker and CP3, that's like a match made in heaven. See, but that's the five teams in the Pacific Division for itself. The Sacramento Kings lead the division. Am I correct? I think so.
Sacramento Kings.
Yes, they're third. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right. And then you gotta look at it from this aspect for the Lakers' problems. This trade helps them a lot because D'Angelo Russell, he doesn't force to push the offense. He doesn't force to push the ball movement just like how Russell Westbrook done in the past. That's the reason why people slandered a lot on Russell Westbrook when he was a Laker. Now from requiring D'Angelo Russell and Malik Beasley, it provides spacing and also defending in an efficient rate. Right, and then you have Mo Bamba and Jared Vanderbilt. That's gonna be defensive anchors throughout the low block. Now that relieves pressure for them to get stops and also AD to get a lot of rest. That's key for the Lakers. Now, up these 30-game stretch, do I see them making a push to the play-in? Yes. Now, who are they gonna face in the play-in? Possibly either the Suns for the 7th spot, which they are right now, or probably the Clippers. Now, do you think in face value that the Clippers is a better team than the Lakers now?
I don't know. We forgot about this. John Wall got waived. Eric Gordon went to the Clippers.
Eric Gordon. Wow. Wait a minute. So you telling me that John Wall,
Gary Payton, the second went to back to the Warriors for luck.
Wow.
Gary Payton the second went back for 2 second-round picks. The Warriors receive. Pistons get James Wiseman. Hawks get Sadiq Bey, and Trailblazers get Kevin Knox and 5.
Wow.
Yeah. So, all right. When I look at these standings, right? When I look at these standings, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna talk about the All-Star game too as well.
Yes.
When I look at these standings, right? See the Boston and Milwaukee. That's going to the finals.
Yeah, essentially. Because
Boston or Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody else now, man. Like, I really don't see. It's either Boston or Milwaukee.
And remember that I said the last episode that Chris Middleton is key for the Milwaukee Bucks because he's now playing the third role because Jrue Holiday has now reformed himself into the second option. Likewise from Chris Middleton from past years. And it has been working out so far. But what I'm saying is that if Chris Middleton knows how to step into that third role or that third option, that Bucks team is lethal now because they know how to switch when it comes to options. Obviously Giannis is always going to be the primary number one, but Jrue Holiday already revamped himself to an all-star candidate, and also he revamped himself into a second role and the leading defender to that team. And for Chris Middleton coming off from an injury, it now relieves him a lot of pressure. Relieves off a lot of pressure for him to actually score and do things that he wants to do in the court when it comes to offense. Now, when it comes to defense, it's usually Giannis and also Bobby Portis, Jrue Holiday, and Brook Lopez trying to remain the helm.
Right. So, how do you think the Suns team is going to work with acquiring KD, having CP3, and having Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton? They still kept DeAndre Ayton. How do you think the Suns team is going to formulate?
So, the key thing about the Suns back then, the reason why that team worked and for them to go to the conference finals and semifinals in years prior is because they had spacing and they had ball movement and they were efficient in the field, right?
Yes.
Removing all those wings.
Because Mikal Bridges is a great defender.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's tough.
And Cam Johnson, too.
Great shooter.
See, removing all those wings to Brooklyn, it now poses a lot of problems when it comes to the bench because now they don't have depth. All right, you have Cam Payton filling in for CP3, right? But then again, who's filling in for D Book? Who's filling in for KD? You see now that relieves that poses a lot of problems.
I mean, TJ Warren.
But it's not better than Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson in a consistent level when it comes to the playoffs. You're just saying TJ Warren from when it comes to the playoffs and the bubble. That's what you're framing it, that to be. But TJ Warren is different from Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson, bro. That's how I look at it. Now, KD is gonna be KD. You know, he's gonna relieve the offensive pressures from Devin Booker and also making Chris Paul's job a lot more easier. You know, and KD is gonna be KD, man. Like, but the Suns, depending on how they're positioned in the West, they could make it to the semifinals depending on who their matchup is. If they're facing off with the Warriors, I do not see them winning the series against them because of how experienced they are and also the offensive and defensive talent that they have in the team because they just required Gary Payton the second, right? So it like you cannot count the Warriors.
Remember what so we have a couple hot takes for basketball. So, and we're going to lead to the end, obviously, right? I remember John Morant said on an interview, "I'm fine in the West."
Yeah, bro, that's far from the truth, bro. That's far from the truth. Like, you have the Mavs now being scary because see, I didn't even get to that Mavs that Kyrie Mavs.
How do you? So now let's talk about
That's
that.
That's another problem.
How do you feel about the Mavs acquiring Kyrie, and not only do you think it's gonna work?
Okay, from the key for it to work is if Luka could be willing enough to play off ball. That's the only way of how it's gonna work. Just the same way of how freaking Kyrie played off ball to Kevin Durant. If Luka knows how to play off ball to Kyrie, because he's a pure talent when it comes to all of this, right? But we're not gonna disregard Luka in this aspect.
Yeah.
But then again, Luka knows how to.
And Luka's averaging 33, 8, and 8, 33, 9,
Yes.
and 8.
Yes, and but then again, with Kyrie, he relieves a lot of pressure for Luka to do what he wants to do. But the problem with the Mavs is that we don't know how this thing could work. If worst case scenario, if this becomes a bad experiment, is basically Boston Part 2. Basically. But if it does turn out for the best, the Mavs, when it's all said and done, if the chemistry of Kyrie and Luka work, they can see themselves in a conference finals. But the only main key for them to work is the two main keys for them to work is defense, on-ball defense, and also Luka playing off-ball to Kyrie. That's the only way it's gonna work, because Kyrie cannot play off-ball. He cannot play off-ball because everybody thinks of him as a number one target as soon as when he gets the ball. So for Kyrie's sake, he should be the number one point guard, and Luka could be the number 2, because that's basically what he's a comparison to Larry Bird, right? When it comes to scoring, when it comes to assists and all that type of stuff. Even though Larry Bird is a small forward, but what I'm saying is that Luka, I feel like, could have an easier time playing off ball to Kyrie, and Kyrie doesn't know how to handle off ball situations, if that makes sense. But yeah.
So obviously we have, and then there was another take too with, right? And this is gonna shift a little bit. It's about basketball, but it's more on a personal standpoint. All right. So Shannon Sharp said, I think to John Morant, that, yo, why are you acting like you from the hood? You're worth $200 million. How do you feel about that?
Man, but you gotta understand, Shannon is right. Because, like, bro, like,
Uncle Shay don't play.
Uncle Shay, shout out to him. Bro, like, so many people that's in the hood wants to be in the type of position that Ja's in right now.
Bro trying to be the first person to make it out the league, bro. Now, Miles Bridges made it out the league. He's the first person to make it out the league.
We're trying and what Shay just said is, you're trying to do all of that for street credit when that's not gonna get you nowhere. And you just said Mikal Bridges, right? That's a clear example.
Miles Bridges.
Miles Bridges, I'm sorry. That's a clear example. So my advice is, let Ja be Ja when it comes to on court. Off court, please keep that to yourself.
Keep it professional, basically?
Keep it professional, bro. Just use that as fuel for the playoffs, because you said that you're fine in the West. You're second place. You might as well.
I mean, if we're talking about standings right now, they are second.
Yeah.
So now,
might as well.
All right, shift things over. LeBron James passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for his all-time leading scorer.
As he should.
Right. So now
we watched the game too. That's crazy.
So, all right. Do you have questions to ask me regarding towards that?
So, all right. Did you think that he was gonna? What type of move do you think that he was gonna do when he wanted to, like, break the thing?
A dunk or a fadeaway, and he got one of those right. I think it would have been corny if he would have did a hook. I feel like it would have been disrespectful if he did a hook shot
against the team. All right. So would it be disrespectful if LeBron James did a sky hook to his former team with the Milwaukee Bucks?
I knew he was going to get it on the Thunder. It would have been disrespectful as hell, seeing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I'm the type of player. All right, you see, you did it off a skyhook. I'm gonna do it off a skyhook just to show you that I passed you already. I'm better than you now. But now I'm just saying in the sense of congratulations to LeBron James.
Yeah,
I think what people don't understand his testament to the game and what he brings to the game. Not only he brings passion but fire to the game, and not only that, he brings it to a new flair and style that nobody's ever seen. So like when we talk about Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, like almost similar game. We have never seen somebody that exceeded expectations since high school. And not only that, being a father, not only people don't talk about the simple fact of him outside the court being a father, philanthropist, etc. So with him passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I mean, this was bound to happen.
Like, think about it. Like, his resume is almost pristine in a way. Like, all right, you're number one in scoring, and you're not even you're a pass first player.
You know what they'll say? You know what they're gonna say? Yo, he played in the league 20 years. You know what I had a Michael Jordan fan come up to me. He said he did this in 15 years. LeBron James did it in 20 years. Okay, is that LeBron's convenience? And LeBron, that's an inconvenience on Michael Jordan. That's not on LeBron.
Okay, so he played 15 years now. All right, he plays 15 years,
but took more shots than LeBron James, and LeBron James took less shots to get it. I don't like what LeBron does. You see, one thing I don't like is they say he wasn't gonna get it. He gets it. They say he wasn't gonna get this. He gets it. What more do you ask for? Bro. But you know, and you know what I realized too? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was watching the game and just pure like, nigga. He was like, nigga. Every single time he shot a shot, they putting the camera right back on Kareem. Kareem, tight. Tight. Old ass. Tight.
He's like, the fuck, man?
Nah, I said old ass. Shout out to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, man. But in a simple sense, it's like, yo, he did it so calm and elegant. LeBron, because there was I think it was on ESPN. I think Kareem said something about LeBron James, about him being the greatest of all time. Basically, not shitting on him, but like, you know, like giving him discredit, and he passed you. Huh.
Yo,
so does this make LeBron James the greatest basketball player of all time?
So I'm gonna get to this. So so everyone always asks me what's your top 10. Now I'm gonna give you my top 15 in this order, right?
Top 5. Forget them. Top 5. Who's number 1?
All right, and then I'm gonna say the rest of the 10, right? Top 5. Now, even though we know that LeBron James is the GOAT, but we're gonna give consensus to everybody that always vouched for Michael Jordan. So he's gonna be number 1. Number 2, LeBron James. Number 3, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Number 4, Magic Johnson. Number 5, Kobe Bryant. The reason why I have Kobe Bryant over Tim Duncan is because of impact and also influence. That's the reason why I put him at number 5. Number 6, Tim Duncan. The reason why I put Tim Duncan at 6 is because people forgot of how many contributions that he have done in the Spurs organization. The real heads know what Tim Duncan actually is, but people forgot the finals opponents and also appearances that he has done as soon as when he was in his fourth league as a player, right? After Tim Duncan, Larry Bird. After Larry Bird, Stephen Curry. After Stephen Curry, Shaquille O'Neal. The reason why I have Shaquille O'Neal behind Stephen Curry is because Stephen Curry has a lot of accomplishments than Shaq. And that's true. And he's the greatest shooter of all time. Right? I have Shaq at 9, and I have Akeem at 10. Where's Wilt and Bill Russell? I have not seen those two play. I've only seen them in documentaries, and the only time that people always put them in these high regards, either if they were born around that time and a younger age, and they just seen these players play, or somewhat than that. So MJ, LeBron, Kareem, Magic,
Don't fucking do that, bro. Don't do that, bro.
Magic, Kobe, Tim Duncan, Larry Bird, Stephen Curry, Shaq, Hakeem. Now, 11 through 15.
No.
11,
I just want 10.
Stop.
I just want 10.
I know you want 10, but I'm just saying for the 15.
For
11 through 15, I got Bill Russell. After Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain. After Wilt Chamberlain, KD. After KD, Dr. J. After Dr. J, Oscar Robertson. That's the 15.
Top 5. LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Kobe Bryant.
Wait, Larry Bird is 5?
Yes.
Nah, he's tough. I'm not going to hold you. He is tough.
Cold. I said Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal. Keem Olajuwon. No. Kobe Bryant. Tim Duncan. Shaquille O'Neal. Keem Olajuwon. Curry.
Yeah.
Look, I don't like how people, you see, what more do you ask for? Everyone will say 6 rings, right? Everyone will say 6 rings to Michael Jordan. Stop, wait. I've let you go.
Yeah.
Everyone will say 6 rings to Michael Jordan, right? So then, okay, if we're basing it off rings, Robert Horry, Bill Russell, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the greatest players of all time. But they're not. They're gonna be like, you know what? Robert Horry was a superstar. Yo, Bill Russell played in the '60s. Yo, they're gonna say Kareem this, that, and the third. All right. So then, if we're going based off that, all right, let's look at impact. Everyone will say Jordan had impact. We gotta look at context into clues, right? Eras is different. It's a much more skilled game than it is now than it is back then.
Yes, very.
It was a much more physical game, but with people that have to be physical, they have attained no skill. With not only that, we're talking about defense. Defense back then, you couldn't even play a zone. Not only that, you would get called for illegal defense playing certain help defense. So it's basically isolation.
And it's basically isolation and man to man. That's the 80s through 90s.
Not only that, if we're talking about players now, look at the stature of the way players play now. We have people that are 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", pulling up with the coming up the ball, coming up the court. Who's guarding Kevin Durant in the 90s? Nobody's guarding Kevin Durant in the 90s. He's dropping 60. He don't even need to go in the paint.
He don't even need to go to the paint.
He just shoot, pull up. I'm going to pull up. Give me 3.
And he has a handle.
Stop here. What people take it to offense, they say Michael Jordan, LeBron James, right? They say people fear Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had a killer instinct, right? When you look at LeBron faced the greatest team of all time, arguably the greatest team of all time, the 7-3-9 Warriors.
The best, no. The greatest regular season team. The difference between the Warriors and the Chicago Bulls is because they won, which makes them the greatest playoff team, right?
No, not the greatest regular season team with a championship.
With the championship. But with the Warriors, they passed the 72-10 Bulls, which makes them the definitive best, the greatest regular season team ever. Go.
Right. Everyone say Michael Jordan is the greatest. He has something that Michael Jordan doesn't have. He has a defensive player of the year. LeBron plays no defense. The year LeBron James was supposed to win defensive player of the year, he was first team all defense and lost to somebody that had second team all defense. Right? They say Michael Jordan has more MVPs, right? And they gave the MVPs away to Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, and what's his face? Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, and who else won an MVP around that time?
Shit, if you're going off that, LeBron James should have won
Won
at
MVP.
least 10. At least 10. I'm sorry.
So that conversation ends there, right? So now if we're talking about championship teams, you have, yes, we have to take into factor that in quote unquote, LeBron James had a super team where he had Dwayne Wade, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, and others to be exact, Anthony Davis to be exact, right? Michael Jordan had a system. He had the greatest coach of all time. Michael Jordan was put into a system. Not saying we're not discrediting Michael Jordan, right? Michael Jordan was put in a system where he was flourished to win. Why do you think when Kobe, not saying Kobe is one of the greatest scorers of all time as well, but when Kobe was in the triangle offense, the team propelled itself to its best potential.
Yes.
And how many rings he's won with Phil Jackson? 5, right?
5.
When Phil Jackson wasn't the coach, how many rings did he win?
None.
Let me ask you a question. How many rings did he win? Michael Jordan, the rings that Michael Jordan won, did he win? How many rings did he win without Phil Jackson?
0, and they always forget about that, right?
So you're the greatest. All right, you're the greatest.
But then again, we're not going to talk about hold on. We're not going to talk about how many times that he has lost in the first round, the second round, the third round. We're not going to talk about that.
This is what
We're not going to talk about that.
Can I cook up?
All right.
And any Michael Jordan fan who wants to get in the chat, let me know.
Please.
Right? Gets bounced out in the first round numerous of times. LeBron James has only been bounced out in the playoffs one time.
And we're not going to say weaker competition too. Because we could go off this tangent too.
Everyone said everyone said when LeBron James was playing, the East was weak, right? You had Kevin Garnett, you had Dwight Howard, you had Paul Pierce. Not only you had Paul George in the Indiana Pacers. He had the Detroit Pistons to be exact, right? Now they said Michael Jordan had Patrick Ewing. Besides the Pistons, obviously the Pistons and the Celtics, right? Celtics later on in his career was washed, all right? Boom, right? Michael Jordan has only played in the Eastern Conference thing, right? LeBron goes to the West, right? And wins the championship there. So he said he couldn't win it in both conferences. Won it in both conferences, right? All right, that situation ends there, right?
Yo, and then
they say Michael Jordan doesn't. LeBron James doesn't have a killer instinct, but he has a better field goal percentage in clutch field goal shooting better than Michael Jordan. He's a better 3-point shooter than Michael Jordan. He has a better
and Kobe. Search that up. And Kobe, Michael Jordan and Kobe, bro. Search this up.
He has a better field goal percentage than Michael Jordan. Not only that, he makes his teammates better, and he's a pass-first player. And not only that, past Michael Jordan with taking less amount of shots. So, right, what more do you can ask for LeBron?
Bro,
they say LeBron is 4-6. Let's evaluate, right? So they say LeBron's 4-6 in the finals, right? Let's evaluate. Going to the NBA finals 10 straight times in a row, 10 straight times, is not an easy feat, let alone the competition that he's faced. His first ring.
Oh, don't.
Can I keep cooking up?
Please.
Can I keep cooking up?
Please.
When LeBron James played the Spurs, he had Ilgauskas, not to discredit them. Ilgauskas, he had Drew Gooden, he had Anderson Varejao, others to be exact, Mo Williams. Not to say Mo Williams is not a good basketball player, but comparing to Bruce Bowen, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, like, can you compete where you can compare? Now, can I keep cooking up?
Yo,
because you had your time. All right, now, yes. 2011 NBA Finals. He didn't.
That's
play
the
to
only excuse that everyone is going to put out.
He didn't play to his best ability, right?
So I'm okay with that. That's the thing.
He didn't play to his best ability. Perfect example. He didn't play to his best ability, right?
Sure.
He didn't play to his best ability, right? Rightfully so. Understandable. The Celtics going up against the Celtics, right? Even though averaging pretty well, and not only taking his team and being 61-21 before leaving the when people say creating a super team, right? There's context to it, right? So when LeBron James wanted to leave, he asked for Amari Stoudemire. He asked for these pieces to Dan Gilbert for him to attain these pieces for him to be able to be in position to win. Did Dan Gilbert listen? No, so I'm gonna move elsewhere, right? Like what anyone else do, right? What people need to understand, times has changed, right?
Even with the shitty team, he still made it to the finals, bro. He's still,
all right, right?
Still, bro.
All right, right?
This is insane.
They say Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had a great team, a great supporting cast. You had Tony Kukoc. You had a Horace Grant, his teammates to be exact. Steve Kerr, Scottie Pippen, Ron Harper. You had like
these are Hall of Famers, by the way.
Steve Kerr,
Hall of Famers.
Dennis Rodman,
Hall of Famer. Keep going. Scottie Pippen. Keep going. Keep going.
Steve Kerr. Tony Kukoc. You had
keep going, bro.
You had Phil Jackson. Not only had you had Jerry
God.
Krause, right? Jerry Krause is your GM. Of course, Jerry Krause is giving you the pieces because you're Michael Jordan. LeBron is LeBron and still doesn't get the pieces that he deserves, so he's gonna go somewhere else. So right, then we gotta look at competition what he faced in the thing, right? So we assess Michael Jordan's the team that Michael Jordan played first, right? Boom, right. So now we're gonna go to the Lakers, right? Finals, right? And rightfully so. Rightfully so. Let's go. Let's go to the Lakers. Right. They only had Magic Johnson, Vlade Divac, Sam Perkins, James Worthy, injured James Worthy to be exact. AC Green, Byron Scott. Michael Thompson, Larry Drew, right? Who's guarding Michael Jordan? Scottie Pippen's guarding the best player on the court, right? So who's guarding Michael Jordan now?
Yo.
So are we gonna? And James Worthy was hurt. So we're putting Byron Scott and
washed up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, by the way.
Kareem, and do we forget that Kareem barely played that series? All right, now let's go to the Portland.
By the way,
Portland Trailblazers, right? Portland Trailblazers.
You want to talk about weak competition? We're gonna, you know what? Just go, please, because I'm gonna go off on a tangent. So, bro, please, bro.
Portland Trailblazers. God. Portland Trailblazers. All right. Now behind Clyde Drexler. Right now, if we're looking at points in the standard third to be exact, right?
The same year, he averaged the same, if not almost the same.
Scottie
amount of points.
Besides Michael Jordan averaging 35 points, he had a second player that had double digit, over 20 point scoring, and not only that, had John Paxson, Horace Grant, Bill Cartwright to be exact, right? Boom. After Clyde Drexler scoring 24 points, the only person that scores more than 15 points is Terry Porter. Who Clyde Drexler was barely guarding Michael Jordan. If we want to put back the film for people that's young, the young people, we don't know basketball. So all right. We don't know basketball.
Yeah, shout out to Uncle Trosky.
We don't know basketball, man. You just gotta love it. The Suns. 93.
It's gonna be like, come on, man, you don't know basketball, man. You've been watching the game since 2004. Like, I've been watching the game since 2004.
Now let's look at the basketball reference. All right. Michael averages 40 in the play in the finals. Great feat for Michael Jordan. He's one of the greatest players to ever play, but not LeBron James to be exact. Obviously, we have over 4 players being double digits. All right, now if we want to and if you want to be technically fair, B.J. Armstrong 13.5 points, Scottie Pippen 21.2 points, Horace Grant 11.2 points, 13.5 points. If we're looking at the Suns, Charles Barkley 27.3 points, Kevin Johnson 17.2 points, Dan Majiri 17.2 points, and Danny Ainge. So Danny Ainge was the person guarding Michael Jordan to be exact.
Bro,
Kevin Johnson's not guarding Michael Jordan. Charles Barkley's not guarding Michael Jordan, despite the fact Charles Barkley is the same height as Michael Jordan. different weight class,
in
different positions.
Hey, man.
But you have Danny Ainge, Celtics GM, old Celtics GM. Danny, can we talk about that again? Danny Ainge, right? So now, the only players that gave Michael Jordan hell on the defensive side of the ball was Joe Dumars.
Yes.
Joe Dumars and Gary Payton.
Yes.
All right, so now let's look at his second three-peat with the
Nobody don't want to say that too. They hiding in the corner. Yo, nobody don't want to say that too.
His second three-peat.
But they're gonna be the same ones. They're gonna be like, oh, what happened to the Dallas series? LeBron James only scored 11 points in the fourth quarter, right? Oh my God. Yo, but when you really think about it like this, before you say this to me, wait, let me cook up too. Comparing to all of the finals,
Byron Russell,
go.
Byron Russell,
Yeah, go.
Byron Russell and Elo was guarding Michael Jordan, right, for those two series, right? So now, if we're talking about LeBron James, people that Michael Jordan has, LeBron James has faced or has guarded them, right? Draymond Green, Defensive Player of the Year. Can I keep going, please? You want me to go? You want me to?
Tim Duncan,
Kawhi
Leonard.
No, Kawhi Leonard. People that guarded LeBron James. Kawhi Leonard. Andre Iguodala, Finals MVP, right?
Kevin Durant.
Barely.
Kevin Durant
guarded him.
Kevin Durant
for the first couple series. Oh, for the Oklahoma
yes.
City thing. Kawhi Leonard twice.
Bro, like, do you want me to keep going? Like, all right.
Now, if we're talking about few people that he faced, Stephen Curry. If you compare Stephen Curry, Karl Malone. Steph Curry, Charles Barkley. No offense. Steph Curry, Charles Barkley. Kevin Durant, Charles
No,
Barkley.
if you really want to be nasty like that, majority of the finals opponents that LeBron James has faced are leaps and bounds to the finals competitors that Michael Jordan has faced in the finals, bro. The finals teams that LeBron James has faced are way better than the finals teams that Michael Jordan has faced. And this is a clear fact.
Magic Johnson. If you Kareem Abdul-Jabbar injured and James Worthy, all right. No, you know what?
An injured Lakers squad. No.
All right.
Think about it like this. Think about it like this.
Kevin Johnson and Charles Barkley, Clyde Drexler, Gary Payton, Sean Kemp, John Stockton,
and Karl Malone.
Now, if we're using LeBron for the finals, Dirk Nowitzki, not only Dirk Nowitzki, Jason Kidd. After Jason Kidd, obviously
Kevin Durant,
James Harden, Russell Westbrook. Can we keep Steph Curry,
Klay Thompson,
Draymond Green,
Andre Iguodala because he won a Finals MVP for that year when it should have been for Curry.
Tim Duncan,
Kawhi Leonard, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker. Yo, bro, we could keep going. Jimmy Butler, we're not gonna do that. Yo.
Yeah, man.
But listen. The 91 Lakers are not better than stop. Are not better than his first finals appearance when he faced off with the Spurs. They're not better than that team. Was that the 08 or 07 team?
It wasn't.
Spurs.
It
was either 08 or 07, bro. It's either one of those years, bro. Yeah, you have that. That's
2007.
2007. 91 Lakers are not better than the 2007 Spurs, right?
But that was because we're taking if there's no injuries, Lakers got that. But if we're talking about
I'm talking about
places that was dealt.
Yes,
the same
San Antonio Spurs.
San Antonio Spurs.
See, all right. You got the 96 Supersonics. You think that team is better than the 16 Warriors? That shit clears, right? So we got the 98 Jazz, right? It's not better than the 2018 Warriors, right? That the 2018 Warriors clears the
Kevin Durant could actually take Kevin Durant could actually sit in the bench.
Fuck.
Kevin Durant could sit in the bench and Steph and Draymond and Klay take over the
show.
That's
even the 96 Supersonics are not better than the 2012 Oklahoma City Thunder. We could have this debate, bro. We could literally have this debate. Those Jazz teams are not better than those Warriors teams. And that San Antonio 2012 series
2013 and 2014.
Yo, bro,
they're not better than
the Portland
Trailblazers.
They're better than the Portland Trailblazers and the Phoenix Suns. So all the teams that I have just listed are better than Michael Jordan's finals team.
So now they say clutch. They say LeBron James is not clutch, right? He comes from a 3-1 deficit. Yeah, everyone will say Michael Jordan has never been in a game 7, right? Okay, cool, but
like
Michael Jordan took more more game shots than LeBron James, and LeBron James has a better percentage. And if not, has
I'm gonna clip this again.
And not only that,
I'm gonna clip this again. I'm gonna let you pop.
John Paul, please let me pop.
All right, go, because I'm gonna go off of a tangent, bro. Please go.
Not only that, the simple factor of the matter is with LeBron James leaving a team, they have never made the finals, but despite the fact of the Miami Heat, and that's due to a new system. Same coach, new system. Michael Jordan's teammates have went to the finals even after he left.
That goes to show you that
even
Michael Jordan
finals
is a one-dimensional player than LeBron James as a 3-dimensional or a multi-dimensional player, bro.
Yes.
Now clip this, right? All the finals opponents that Michael Jordan had, all the finals opponents team that Michael Jordan has faced are not better than the finals opponents that LeBron James has faced. Are not better. The 91 Lakers are not better than the 07 Spurs, right? The 96 Supersonics are not better than the 2012 Oklahoma City Thunder, right? The 2012 San Antonio Spurs are better than the Phoenix Suns. The 98 Jazz are not better than the 2018 Golden State Warriors. The 97 Jazz are not better than the 2017 Warriors.
Let alone 2015 Warriors.
Yo, bro.
Wait, can I? Wait.
So you see why LeBron James has lost in the finals, and you see why Michael Jordan has won 6-0 in the finals, is because the competition that Michael Jordan has faced in the finals are not better than his actual team and the teams that I have just listed for the finals opponents that LeBron James has faced. So we're gonna end this discussion by saying that LeBron James, when it's all said and done, if he won all those consecutive finals, he is clearly the GOAT. He's clearly the GOAT. He's even the GOAT by him having those type of losses to these greater teams, bro.
And then it's like, all right,
come on.
Everyone uses saying 6-0, right? 6-0, right? Boom.
This shit is crazy.
Everyone say 6-0, right?
All these old heads is gonna be like, Michael Jordan 6-0. He never had
people,
come on, man.
People
like,
need to realize, especially for the older generation, and I think they need to adhere
you gotta realize
to
game.
the conversation, is the simple fact that with things change, right? Your car, and I'm gonna use this saying all the time. What's the first car to ever come out? Ford?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ford, right? Is Ford the best car now?
No. There's many different car industries that are.
You see where I'm going with this?
Yes.
So everything evolves. At some point in time, that records are meant to be broken. Whether if it takes a short amount of time or a long span of time, that record is meant to be broken. Somebody's going to do that. There's going to be a time where there's going to be someone that's 10 times better than Michael Jordan and LeBron James combined. But people need to realize that. What people understand about the 90s people, or the old head people, is that times change, right? You say, oh, it's more physical. LeBron will get abused. Giannis, I'm not even saying. Giannis alone, you drop Giannis in the 90s. He's dropping 90 a game.
Bro, like
not to I'm exaggerating. He's dropping 60 a game.
okay, if you drop LeBron James in the 90s, 80s, 70s, he will still thrive and he will still get a chip either way. So that tells me of how of a deep competitor that he is. And you're telling me that him not being clutch, how does he get all these type of points? And he take less shots. And he's a pass first guy. That's insane.
And what I don't like is when people say this saying is they say, "Oh, he has the killer." Michael Jordan. I like Michael Jordan because he has the killer instinct, right? He has the killer instinct. Perfect. So you have to be my favorite player because you have the killer instinct. The killer instinct. I don't have to have a killer instinct to win.
Oh my God.
I get my teammates going and still win. Yeah, it's always good to have a killer instinct. Everyone has a killer instinct in them. They fault LeBron James for not displaying his killer instinct at times, at the best times. But, and let alone he's at age 38. Let's look at, if we're comparing ages.
This is crazy, man.
Michael Jordan averaged 26 and 3, right?
When he was 38, right? He was 38.
Right, no, I'm going to get stats at 38. Yep, he was averaging 23. He was averaging 23 points. He was
No assists, too.
He was averaging 23 points, 5 steals. I should say 5 assists. 5 assists. And 6 rebounds.
And LeBron James 27,
Wait, no.
7.
I got you. Why would you do that? Excuse me, you have to get your facts straight, my man. He has 30. He's averaging 30 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 7 assists. They say this league is easy.
I was wrong.
Your excuse, it's all right. Come on. Times change.
Oh my God, man. Yo.
Now, with the team, to close this one out, with the team that LeBron James have, do you think he could take this all the way? Even with the everything stacked against him, do you think the Lakers can take this all the way?
Potentially, if all cylinders is clicking, they can make an appearance to the second round. In my opinion, if
you think they could make it to the finals? Healthy?
I'm not gonna lie. If they have a run, so be it. If they can make it, but realistically, they have this team constructed for next year. I'm being honest with you, because deep into the season, bro, they would literally have to be damn near perfect for them to like at least get a solid spot in the playoffs and a comfortable position in the playoffs, meaning that you're either the 5th or the 6th seed. Because if you're the 5th seed, you have the best bet on playing up against either the Sacramento Kings or if not the Dallas Mavericks. Now, if you're the 6th seed, you have the potential bet to either face off with the Sacramento Kings if they stayed in the 3rd spot because of the lack of experience, and the Lakers experience too as well. But in terms of that question, do I see them making it to the playoffs?
They're 5 games away from the 5th seed and the 4th seed.
Christ.
5 games away. If they stay consistent.
What's their schedule?
Lakers schedule.
For the next 5 games after the All-Star break. Because the All-Star break is next week.
Now, if we're talking about their schedule as of right now, we got, obviously, tomorrow, the Warriors.
Oh, that's tough.
Portland.
That could be that's a dub.
We have Pelicans.
That's tough.
Golden State Warriors.
Damn, twice?
Yeah.
Wait, at home? Wait, at their home or
no? It's February 23rd is home. Wow. Dallas Mavericks, Memphis Grizzlies, Oklahoma City Thunder, Minnesota, Golden State Warriors, Memphis, Toronto Knicks, Pelicans again, Houston Rockets, Dallas, Orlando, Phoenix, Oklahoma, Chicago, Minnesota Rockets, Utah Clippers, Suns, and Jazz.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a tough ass schedule. But comparing to the teams that's going on in the trade deadline, and to see how they're gonna face off with those type of teams, bro, we're gonna see how solid they are. But that's my opinion. But yeah.
And MVP.
I want to give it to
Who's your MVP as of right now?
My MVP to me is Giannis, but if they give it to Jokic, that goes to show you that people really don't tune in basketball right now. Now to me,
I mean, but you gotta give it to him. He's averaging 24, 11, and 10.
Yeah, but why would you give it to a player that's averaging those numbers, but he didn't make it to the conference finals?
That was last year. Last year's this year. And you got to add into that factor.
Okay, but in terms of this year,
now if we're talking about overall as of right now,
I still give it to Giannis. I'm being honest.
If we're talking about overall as of right now, who has the better record, Milwaukee Bucks or the
It's Denver.
Nuggets is Denver. So, off record, how they make the team look, I would give it to Jokic.
But you gotta understand,
Jason Tatum's a dark horse in it.
No, I would give it to Kevin Durant before Jason Tatum.
I mean, Jason Tatum's averaging 8, 30, and 4.
No, I'll still give it to Kevin Durant. Do you understand? Like Kevin Durant is in the best possible position individually. So for him, he's just gonna enhance his offensive capabilities. So for me, the best players for this season is Giannis, Jokic, Luka, Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum. And then after Jason Tatum, I'll probably give it to KD, Curry, and then after Curry, Braun. After Braun, Braun is 8. Dame after Dame, Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, that's the 10 for this season alone. But yeah.
You already know the vibes, man. And yes, the Sudden Move Sports. This segment is Sudden Move Sports.
But that's
this segment of Sudden Move Sports is brought to you by. But make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I thank you guys for 300 subscribers.
I appreciate that.
More
guys.
to come. Road to 1K. Road to 100,000. No, road to 10,000. Road to 100,000. And
road to a million.
Stick with us with this journey. Roll with the Rush or Get Crushed. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. We're on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Make sure you follow us on all social platforms. Sudden Moves Podcast on TikTok, Sudden Moves Pod on Instagram, and Sudden Moves Pod on Twitter. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. We're out.
Peace.